And good Friday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we begin another day. 42 right now with that high temperature being 75. It's going to be drastic change, and then we will dip to 28 tonight. Burr. We've got lots to talk about with the snow and things that are in the forecast of where the line is, how much you think we'll get. And always remember with this could change several times today. So what is good for now, 2 hours from now, might not be as accurate as it is at this moment. So with all that being said, it can change is what I'm trying to get across. A big thank you to Stormin' Norman for joining me last night with his thoughts on what's going to be happening. We'll probably speak to him again tonight, get his thoughts as we get into this. What did I misspell? I must have misspelled something, Joyce. But we'll talk to him again. I'll check that just a little bit there. I was a pecking and a going this morning. I'm going to have my eye surgery next week, so maybe things will get better. Well, I can see things. This is, as I said, Friday. A couple of things before we get into the weather that I wanted to mention. We did have some reports of some gunfire last night, a couple of places around town. And as I pull this up, let me throw this up where you can see this. This was over on Highway 39, the 4500 block of Highway 39 last night. That was a little bit before 10 o'clock, right along in there. And I had one other that was happening last night also. This was over on Poplar Springs Drive. We had a report of some gunfire. Now, again, with both of these, no one was hurt, no one was injured. That's the way it was. A few shots there. That was in the 2200 block. When I report them, it doesn't always mean that something was hit. It just means that somebody did shoot. But you deserve to know, and we'll always keep that going for you as we find out the information. And as always, if you hear something, let us know. We're glad to pass that along. All right, let's get into some weather this morning and what is expected that's going to be happening today. And first, let's go to radar and look at what we've got here. Let's take a look here, and let's pull up radar and show you what we've got this morning. We'll go through the weather this morning. It's a real important factor as we begin this day. All right, here's what we've got on radar this morning. As you'll see here from Hattiesburg up, here's the Meridian area, and as you go further north, the purple in colors change. Well, let's take a look here at Lauderdale County. It's what we've got. We've got a freeze warning that will be in effect. This is for tonight, and this is going to be into 10 a.m. in the morning. Also, we have a wind advisory in effect for our area. All of this is here south. Also, Newton County has the same thing as Meridian. As we move into Kemper County, things change just a little bit. There's a freeze warning, a winter weather advisory. So that line has moved down just a little bit as we were showing you the snow lines last night. And we'll look at those again this morning. But freeze warning and winter weather advisory for Kemper County. This is also going to cut right across into Neshoba County. Here we got the freeze warning. Here's Neshoba County there. The same as Kemper County. Winter weather advisory, wind advisory, and freeze warning. And this will most likely be updated as we get into Saturday night when it's going to turn colder than it is tonight. We're looking at 28 tonight, then we're looking for 22, 23 on Saturday night. So it means conditions are going to dip that much further and be that much colder. That's where we're headed on radar and what we've got here. Now, also, as you'll see this right here, as this cold weather comes in and we get snow in this area, this will produce storms off to our east. There's portions of Alabama, and then when you get into Georgia and Florida is where tornadic activity could come across. And let's look at this, because when we pull up the stuff from the National Weather Service, the Meridian area south of us, Clark County, will have a level 1, and I want you to be well aware of what we've got. This is the outlook for today. Now, as you'll see here, this is the level 1 here. Clark County will be included in this for the possibility of some thunderstorm activity there. When you move right across, Wayne County is going to be split in these areas here into Alabama, Mobile, a level 2, Montgomery, a level 2. This is where changes and bad weather is expected tonight. As you'll look at South Georgia and also the Panama City, Tallahassee area, there could be tornadoes in that area tonight. That's stepped up a good bit. And you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be a lot of storm chasers in that area tonight following what's going on. So as we get a little bit of cold weather and snow, keep these folks in this area here in mind. Maybe you've got family in that area, but that could be a nasty situation. We'll watch it as all this builds over the next 12, 14 hours before it makes a fit a little bit later on. Now, let's get back to what we've got going on here this morning. Let me turn this storm off. As we look here, and let's turn on, as we come across here, temperatures this morning, as we said, 42 in Meridian right now. And let's just kind of look around what we've got going on through the area here. 42 in Meridian. As we get up to NAS Meridian, 39. Starkville sitting at 37. All these areas here. Again, drastic changes from 75 as it will dip down tonight to that 28-degree mark there. We're sitting at 50 over in Birmingham. As we go over to Jackson, we're looking at 47, 42 this morning. And as you get right there at Vicksburg, a little warmer there at the river for some reason this morning at 47. That's a quick look at what's going on radar temperature-wise this morning. And let's back off here and just see what we've got floating around the United States right now. All this rain down here that we've been watching, this huge snowstorm, this is what is going to be affecting us later. You see that? That will make its way into our area. It will make it here as we watch the storm in action as it slowly creeps across. And that will be here later. So we'll watch that and give you all the details as this updates. And again, expect this to update as it gets closer tonight. We got showers up here in Washington State, and basically this snowstorm that is approaching. Several states involved with that. Now, let's change up things a little bit now and get into what the National Weather Service has predicted for us. This is the latest that we've got as of 5:30 this morning of what they've told us. All right, let's get things rolling with this forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs, record lows, it was 1955 that we had a high 89 today. 23 back in 96. We'll get close to that tonight, but probably won't break that record. Tomorrow night could be a record breaker as we'll change that. Today is we go from 75 to 77 in our area here. 76 is expected in Philadelphia. Oh, and up in Columbus, about 74. And the further south you get here, you'll see this. This is that rain that we looked at on radar as it makes its way toward Alabama. Yeah, that's it. Vicksburg 73 for a high today. As we cut across to Alabama, the further east that you go into Alabama, the worse the weather gets as you see that different color change there. There we go. Demopolis 72 is what they're expected there. And we'll get somewhere around 75 there in Livingston to Geiger, Alabama today. As we come on down, and this is what is expected tomorrow night. Areas of concern. And I can't tell you enough about making sure that your pipes and everything is ready for what is coming with this freezing weather. It's going to be lower 20s for several hours, which means plants and anything to that nature, including your pipes, could bust. We will have rain the night before, not so much on Saturday, but it's going to be cold with the wind mixed in with this. And this is where we were talking about last night, making sure that you've got generators and things taken care of in case that wind, because it's going to be pretty strong. It can snap power lines. And when it's cold, you don't need to be without. If you've got a generator, make sure it's ready to go to be on the safe side. I'm not telling you that we're going to be out of power for days or anything like that, but things happen with wind and it will knock out power. We all know that. So we're at a level 3 of this cold weather that is coming in tomorrow night. That's pretty serious. From limited to elevated to significant cold weather. Make sure your pets are taken care of. I know I harp on that a lot, but I'm a sucker for pups and kitty cats and all that stuff. I like pets. So take care of yours if you've got some outside ones there. Now, as we look at this wind, we're at an elevated threat, which is a level 2, sustained winds of about 25 miles an hour and gusts of 40. Pine limbs and trees can break in things like this, as I mentioned, with power outages possible when they break. Again, don't sleep in a home that's got a tree right over your bed. By any means, don't do that. Or stay on the couch when this wind starts like that. If you got a big oak tree or big pine tree a few inches away from your home, it's best to be safer than sorry. Isn't that what Mom used to say? I think that's what it was. So be sure you watch that. Now, let's get into what is predicted for snow from the National Weather Service. As we spoke with Storm and Norman last night, and everything that I've read follows true with this. This line here of I-20, right along here is going to be the line. It should be less than a half an inch, this area right through here. As you get to the Kemper County line, it will be a little bit more. Can this line move down further? Yes, it can. They may change this later. This map could change several times, and the last time it was way off. Snow is harder to predict in our area. There's just no way about it. One thing you've got to watch when you get up on Saturday morning is any bridges, especially north of Meridian. Make sure to cross those carefully. And again, in this area, you could see 1 inch all the way toward Columbus and up to the state line. And we'll look at those figures. I've got that also into North Mississippi. But Louisville, Macon area, Philadelphia, all of DeKalb and Kemper County, these areas expect a lot more snow than it will be here in Meridian. But again, as we go back, and the people that are wanting to know of this line right here at the I-20 corridor is going to be where we should see snow. Is there possibility for flurries here in Clark County? Absolutely. It could be just a little grassy knoll. We'll see. It will change, and we'll keep you updated with that. The timeline on this is 10 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now, let's move forward and take a look at what we've got here. This is North Mississippi, where we're looking at that 1 inch line across Holly Springs and Tupelo in that area there, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. As you get up in here, this has changed a little bit where they were expecting 2 to 4 inches earlier at one point. This is down to about 2 inches, Paris, Tennessee, these areas. They've backed off of that a little bit. So that could affect our area as well. Further north, we'll get more. As we come across here to Alabama, again, this is the lighter stuff here, the Demopolis, and this will come over into the Meridian area, that light. As you get into the Hamilton area, that's that elevated area there, northern, as you get up toward North Mississippi, which will get a lot more snow than we will in our area. All right, as we come across here, let's see here. We've got Alabama. This is that Demopolis areas where I was telling you in the Meridian area, you could see up to 1/2 inch or less is what we're looking at there. We come across, and let's go here. This is severe weather that I showed you on the map a moment ago that's going to be south of us. Right across Clark County, this is 6 p.m. tonight till 10 p.m. About a 4-hour window as this blows through here with the rain before things change over. And the further east you go, the nastier that storm will be. We look at that. All right, now let's look at what is expected there for Alabama. This is where it turns from Selma, these areas being a level 1, to Auburn, Alabama. If you're watching in that area tonight, that's where this jumps up to that level 2, and then you get on into Georgia to where you've got that level 3 where we could have an enhanced risk and possibly some tornadic activity over that way. Portions of northern Georgia there in the panhandle into Florida and Georgia. All right, temperatures is up and down. Where we're getting cold tonight, it's going to go back up and be warm again. So let's look at our breakdown of what we got temperature-wise this morning, what the National Weather Service tells us. Now, today we have a 20% chance of showers. This is going to be after 5 p.m. is what we're looking at. 74 to 75 is predicted. Some areas will see 77, but overall 74, 75, right around in there. Now, tonight, as you'll see, there's a roughly 30-degree temperature change there. 28 tonight is our low. We have a 90% chance of showers mixing with snow after 2 a.m. is what the forecast calls for. Then gradually ending, some thunder will be in there as well, low around 28 tonight. We'll have sustained winds of about 20, gusts of about 35 overnight. Now again, that accumulation amount for our area here tonight is going to be less than 1/2 inch. As we move into tomorrow, it will be a cold day. It'll be partly sunny, but the temperature will be hover 40, 41 for most of the day, and then we will cut that in half nearly and have a low of 22 where we get into this freeze warning that is elevated for us tomorrow night. Downright cold. Again, make sure if your home is elevated in any way, if it's a mobile home, whether you've got a home that sits up, it's not a concrete slab, to where wind can get under it, that you've got all of this stuff wrapped. Make sure your pipes are going there. As we get into Sunday, we'll warm up a little bit more to 58, down to 32 that night. And as we move in, as you'll see here, gradually getting warmer again. We're going to get up to the 60s as we get into Monday. And by the end of the week, we're back again near that 80-degree weather here as spring is getting closer and closer. All right, as we come across here, let's go all the way through March the 25th. 76. Look at that, the 21st, 81 degrees. We'll be nearly spring weather as we go into this. A lot of folks are getting ready for the springtime. We've got a lot of weather that is expected over the next 24 to 48 hours. Very cold weather. Again, flurs in the forecast. Our biggest concern for our area, again, will be this wind that is coming with this as temperatures go down. Those sustained winds of 20 to 25, gusting of 35 to 40. Again, I urge you about trees, and if you need a tree removed, we'll talk to Mike, one of our great people that can come out and remove this Reed's Tree Service. If you need that number, we'll get that. If you have damage, they can take care of that as well. But if you've got a tree that's bothering you, do not stay in a room with that. I'll talk to you more about that. Let's talk about fishing today as Chet brings you our fishing report today. First major time will be this morning from 8 till 10. Be kind of good to get it before the weather gets in today. Our winds are going to be light and variable, 5 to 10 in the morning. All that game changer after dark. So that's where we are so far on weather this morning as we watch all of this. More coming up, and we'll get into some of the headlines that are happening in our area here in just a moment, so don't rush off. We've got a lot more to tell you of the going-ons and things that happen in our area. Glad you're a part of it this morning here with us here with Scotty Ray's Weather. We'll be back in just a few moments. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville are passing along these great savings this week. Cuties or Halos, a 3-pound bag, $6.99. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, 18-ounce bottle, 2 for $3. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Brine sliced bacon, 12-ounce package, $3.99. Certified Angus beef chuck roast, $4.99 a pound. And select T-bone steak, $7.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Since 1985, Miss Rodney's Muffler Shop has been taking care of you. As a matter of fact, they're ranked as the #1 muffler dealer in the South Central Mississippi area. Still located on 8th Street where you can conveniently drop in. Well, they offer you all the Flowmaster and dual pipes that you'll need, any custom bending for your vehicle. They offer mufflers, muffler deletes, and even factory stock mufflers. They can even install a converter for you. 482-8211. 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they're open until noon on Saturday. I did get a question about Nashville. What is expected for Nashville for snowfall? And let's pull this up. Anybody that lives north of Mississippi will get a lot more than we're expecting here. As we turn to the Nashville area, we're looking at 1 to 2 inches all the way through Murfreesboro and is here. And when you get over toward Jamestown, these areas here, we get 3 to 4 inches. Now, if you've got folks that drive for a living, somebody in your family that's a truck driver, make sure that they're on top of all this weather and snow that they're going to have to. A lot of hills after you get into the Nashville, Tennessee area and go north there into the Carolinas and out that way. So just be careful no matter where you are. And as always, if you've got a question, inbox me. We'll be glad to give our best to give you an answer of what is coming up in your neighborhood. We have to say congratulations to somebody this morning because it's a special deal that you work all of your life and then finally you get that moment to where you can go home and start enjoying life. And that's the case as they celebrated yesterday afternoon at the Lauderdale County Courthouse. We say congratulations, and you can go and read the story on this young lady as she gets ready to depart and go to the house. Miss Jane Strobel Miller has announced her retirement from Lauderdale County. That's her with that big cake she got yesterday. It was good. I didn't get a chance to be there, but everybody got a piece of cake, and she'll be leaving at the end of the month. And she served for quite a few folks there in the Chancery Court's staff attorney. She's done that for many years there, about 18 of them. So she's headed to the house. Congratulations to her at the end of the month. So you still got 17, 18 days to get out of bed. Then you can do what you want after that. One of the big headlines that broke late last night is names are finally announced. And I can't tell you the many, many, many times that I've been asked about what's been going on in Newton County. There have been rumors of more and more bodies. I think everybody is aware of that. Those are simply not true. There have only been 2 deaths that have happened in Newton County. And as we go to the webpage to pull this up, this is the scene. This is what has been released from the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indian Police Department, as they, along with the FBI, lead the investigation with the FBI. Newton County Sheriff's Department is involved with it. But the individuals have been identified as Brianna Strickland and 21-year-old Kathleen Goolsby. The first young lady was 26 years old. The second one was 21 years old. We pass along condolences to the family members of these young ladies. A tragedy struck there. Their bodies were placed, I'll word it that way, on tribal land, as how the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians got involved in the FBI. If you have any leads on this, saw anything, heard anything, please contact their department at 656-5711, or you can call the FBI directly, 601-948-5000. You can call Jody. He'll help you out at the Newton County Sheriff's Department and pass that along as well. More details of this will come out slowly as this case comes to light. Again, just horrible for any young lady to lose her life. And again, there are all types of rumors floating with this, and we will get the facts as this comes about to tell you more about it. Again, from the bottom of our heart, we pray for those family members. What else is going on? Well, the Meridian area, as we go to Twin States News, we figure out that there's going to be a change at the airport. That's what's coming up. The people that fly us out of here now have decided that they want out. A new service has not been named yet. It will happen. They're looking for one. SkyWest will be here until they get a new one named. As flights, they're pulling out of several markets, 29 cities that they're pulling out of. And Meridian happens to be one of those. The Meridian Airport making changes. Once they get that name announced, we'll pass that along. But you can still fly. There's no changes in any of that. Just in the future, there will be changes coming with that. As we go to Jackson, Mississippi, it's all too much of a routine that we tell you these things. And I really don't know. I need to dig into this. Just how many murders have happened in Jackson, Mississippi so far this year? Meridian has one. Jackson got that probably the first day of the year, probably a few hours into it. Jackson police have arrested a suspect from a gas station shooting on the North Side Drive. It happened at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Capital murder is what he'll be charged with. No one talks things out. They go to killing. Jackson is noted for it. There's been so much happen in Jackson, Mississippi. We brought this up a week or so ago, maybe a little bit over a week ago. Southwest Mississippi Community College Vice President of Physical Resources, Bill Tucker, was found murdered in his home. Y'all remember that story? They've got out a $15,000 reward offered with any information connected to this. That's a sad situation there. You can contact the Crime Stoppers in that area there at 755-8810. I hope they find the killers of this, murdered in his home. How sad on that. Arrest has been made in Mississippi as a gentleman crossed over from Louisiana into Mississippi. Just don't do that in Mississippi. A federal jury convicted a Louisiana man this week from traveling with intent to engage in sexual contact with a minor. Ronald Joseph Latinas III. He's 26, met up with someone online, and then came to Mississippi. He's been arrested. He'll spend some time in jail over that one. And people like that do need to be taken care of. They don't need to be meeting minors. Y'all all know that. As we look at Biloxi, the next of our headlines across the state of Mississippi, a Biloxi man's been sentenced to life. What did he do? He beat and strangled his girlfriend to death. Gary Wayne Wallace, 40 years old, will spend the rest of his life behind bars. As we saw the guy yesterday, as we brought up, again, things move slowly. And most of us don't quite understand this. If you're sentenced to death, we do have capital punishment in the state of Mississippi. We've got a guy sitting on death row. He's been there since 1997. And he's asked the state of Mississippi to speed that process up. He's ready to go. That's a long time. You would think that if you were sentenced to that it would move quicker than that. Our judicial system is so backlogged. Scary. Alabama, as we step across, there's been a lot of talk about this. Governor Ivey, I'm sure you've seen by now that little thing where she says that her mama told her if you can't say something good about somebody, don't say anything, and the little Biden joke. It's funny. There's a few people that picked on her, but I give her thumbs up. It was funny. She has signed a bill to end the concealed carry permit in Alabama. This will take effect next January, but you will no longer in the state of Alabama be required to have a concealed permit. You'll be able to tote your gun where you want to in the state of Alabama as they take that next step to ensure that Alabamians are safe. Thumbs up to Governor Kay Ivey for doing that. I think she's well-liked and well-loved throughout the state there. Again, as we recap our weather this morning, as we get ready for the top of the hour, we're going to be having our morning show kick off at 8. I hope you'll come back and join us for all that. Again, right now we're sitting at 42 degrees. We're going to hit a high of 75 today. We do have bad weather, and I worded bad weather as the chance of snow moves into our area tonight. North of the I-20 line, we're looking at probably less than half an inch in the Meridian area. It could be a quarter or somewhere along in there, but it's going to be some flurries and possibly stick in there. All this will take place tonight after 10 p.m. and run till about 6 a.m. in the morning. We'll see what the morning light brings. We have freeze warnings where we're dropping from today at 75 degrees, 74, 75, all the way down to 28 degrees tonight. Perfect sticking weather. Tomorrow, it will be even worse. Our highs tomorrow, only 41 degrees, and our temperatures will dip to 22 tomorrow night. This will freeze water. It will do lots of things, bust pipes. This will probably be the coldest that we've had this year. I believe it is. So be careful, plan ahead. You've got a few hours to take care of anything today and into the morning hours before we hit those really, really cold temperatures tomorrow night. 28 tonight's cold, but tomorrow will be a game changer. So take care of what you need to so it's not as bad, the end result there. Again, we're going to take care of things for you, be here, and update you as this weather system nears us. Again, we've got some bad weather that is headed toward Alabama as we've got a level 1 thunderstorm activity in Clark County that will move northeasterly quick into Alabama. And as you get into the Florida-Georgia line, is where most of the bad weather, which when I say bad, could be tornadic activity that will take place there in Georgia. Watch those if you've got family members in those areas. Check on them. Make sure that they're aware of what's going on. Thank you for coming by, and a big thank you to all of our sponsors that make this happen each day. We can't do it without y'all. Y'all help us buy lights and equipment and, well, get you the news a little bit quicker, these headlines that go on in our area. We can't say thank you enough, and thank each and every one of you supporting the folks that support me. I can't make it without y'all. Kind of special to me at this point. It's just a gift, and I appreciate that. And again, we'll be back here in just about an hour and 2 minutes. Candace will be in the house, and we'll go live to tell you about what's going on in and around our area. We'll see you soon back here at the Scotty Ray Report. Thank you so much.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by our following partners: